Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope that you're doing well. Happy Friday, yes. I hope that you've had a lovely weekend, of course, too, as we go into the weekend. I hope that it is a good one for you. And if you're out here in the Bay, we know that the heat's been on yesterday in particular, and of course, today will be the peak of it, and then get back into some cooler weather over the weekend. So hopefully it is still fun and good for you to be outside, and I get whether it's that walk, bike ride, or whatever else that you'll be doing. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time today. Always a pleasure to be here with you, and we continue to celebrate amazing books that came to us from Chronicle Books this past spring, and this is the Spring Catalog 2025. Actually, some of the books I not even released yet. The publishing date is not has not arrived yet, but for now we know that this one is out. Came out July 1st. The Moon Moved In, coming to us from SOLTIS, and illustrations by Sonia Sánchez. Amazing book. Cannot wait to share it with you all. And as always, let us know where you're joining in from, and if anybody else is joining in with you, well, let us know so we can say hi to them too. Thank you indeed. And of course, keep sending in those recommendations if you do have books that you'd love to see or read here on Storytime, right here on Storytime. Well, let us know so we can continue to work on those permissions and get those books here for you. And of course, even if we don't manage to get them here, the titles will be here. We can share them, and others will know, and they can look for them at their local libraries. Thank you so much for joining in today. Absolutely happy to be here with you as always. Another amazing book. Pamela Courtney, good morning to you. How are you doing out there in Natchitoches, Louisiana? Thank you so much for joining in, Pamela Courtney. Thank you for always being such a big support of Storytime. Big hug to you, and of course, a big hello to everybody out there. Auntie Anne, Kavaya, Chad, Braylon, Jamal, everybody. Please let them know I said hello. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Are you ready? The Moon Moved In. Might be a little too bright, but hey, welcome. SOLTIS and Sonia Sánchez. And of course, another one that we're reading with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. So please get ready, get comfortable, get cozy, and let's get into this wonderful book. Yeah, learn a little bit about the moon. And out here too, like yesterday, the moon was so bright, beautiful, bright. And the other day too, and it's just, stunning. You just want to sit out there and just watch and say hello. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're all doing well. And we'll get started with our book in a little bit. And remember too that for the next 3 weeks, we're bringing amazing books, fantastic books coming to us from Chronicle Books Spring Catalog 2025. 5. And I hope you've enjoyed what we've had for you so far this week. Well, you have 2 more weeks to enjoy that. Yes, you think the heat is out there in the weather? Well, this spring catalog definitely brings the heat. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. I'll see you on the other side of this very short break when we're back with more Storytime. Thank you for being here with us today.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda with Amanda Weltman Photography. I'm a photographer and printmaker based in the Pacific Northwest, and I believe that your face deserves wall space. Enjoy today's story time with my favorite storyteller, Mr. Limata.
Welcome back. Thank you indeed. And just excited for a book today. I hope you are too. And if you manage to get it from your local library, well, get to enjoy it. And if you do have a copy with you at home, why not read along? The Moon Moved In. This one is written by SOLTIS, illustrations by SONIA, SÁNCHEZ, and another one coming to us from Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Enjoy. And there are a few bits here as well that we can get into at the end of the book, just to give us a little more insight, because the moon is so far away. What is all that about? And yet so near. What does that mean? There are no plants or trees or even mosses on the moon. Did you know that? I bet you did. But we'll be reading all of that at the end of the book. All right. And there's more information too at the end of the book. So if we have time, we're going to be diving into those. The Moon Moved In. Written by SOLTIS. Illustrated by Sonia Sánchez. And read with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Look at those illustrations. Oh my goodness. Beautiful book, isn't it? Yeah. The house next door stood empty for so long. Stella almost stopped wishing for a kid her age. Yeah. I feel like in every neighborhood, there's always that one house who's like, wait, what's going on here? It's been years. And it's interesting too, because even when I lived in Zambia, there was always that one house. It was like, who's here? Who was here? And like, who does it belong to? And, and as kids, there'll be all kinds of stories of haunted houses and so on. And it's like, yeah, but. And then I moved out here and it's the same. I always see that one place, right? The house next door stood empty for so long. Stella almost stopped wishing for a kid her age. When the for sale sign tipped over, the stars showed a passing interest. Then the moon moved in. Yes. When the for sale sign tipped over, the stars showed a passing interest. Then the moon moved in. The moon didn't bring a moving van or a bed or blankets or anything to hang on the walls. But when the moon stepped inside, all the rooms filled with light. Right, Pamela Courtney? I know. Beautiful book. The moon didn't bring a moving van or a bed or blankets or anything to hang on the walls. But when the moon stepped inside, all the rooms filled with light. Oh, moon, come visit me too. Bring the light. In the early morning, Stella could barely make out the moon's slender sliver. Stella decided to say hello. The moon said hello back. Hello, my name is Stella. After that day, they met quite often. Oh, But the moon did not play tag. The moon was not interested in drawing. When Stella said she liked bugs, the moon shrugged. I came here to grow things. I was just sitting around in space. That's quite the thought. I came here to grow things. I was just sitting around in space. Now, moon, were you just sitting around? Besides, up there is not even a blade of grass to talk to, the moon quietly added. Well, you have a neighbor now, Stella said, and the moon beamed. Well, I'm beaming for you too, moon. Stella got out her favorite bug book. Some help gardens, she said, digging up a worm. Neat, the moon said, but went right back to planting snap peas. What's growing in your garden? Huh? Maybe a little help from the moon could do the trick. Meanwhile, the world's telescopes frantically scanned the skies. Where was the moon? Search parties set out for the Grand Canyon, the Colosseum, and the Caspian Sea. Is that where the moon could be? Tides refused to go in and out. The earth took on a new wobble. Goodness. Stella worried. Yeah. Where is the moon? Can it be replaced? She told the moon about California surfers who could not catch a wave. But the moon said, they can skateboard, and kept on deadheading the begonias. Anyway, things will take care of themselves. Stella was quite sure they would not. But she said nothing about the baby sea turtles, for example, getting lost on their way to the ocean with no moon to light the waves. No, she wanted the moon to stay. Oh. But the moon said, they can skateboard. They don't have to surf. And kept on deadheading the begonias. Anyway, things will take care of themselves. But will they? Then, one evening, someone spotted the moon looking in the window of a garden store downtown. Before long, reporters and camera crews were on Stella's town. They're on to you, moon. As a TV truck drove down the street, the moon quickly ducked behind the hollyhocks. Oh, well, said the moon, I will put up thick curtains. Can you sew? Stella shook her head. No. She took a deep breath and said, maybe you should go back. I can't even grow a cactus up there, the moon protested. Oh. I can't even grow a cactus up there, the moon protested. Oh. So Stella talked about the sea snails stuck in smaller and smaller pools, waiting for high tide to roll in. About the doodlebugs that needed the moon's glow to dig their best traps. Oh, do you ever think of all these ways that the moon is important to? And dung beetles, Stella said, their lines are going crooked without the moon to guide them. Really? You mean I help all those marvelous things just by being in orbit? Of course, said Stella. Yeah, you mean I help all those marvelous things just by being in orbit? Yes, yes, you do. Oh. The moon paged through the bug book and found a bright green lacewing just like the one flitting nearby. Look, said the moon. You can keep my book, Stella said. Thank you, the moon said, and tucked the book in a crater. It's time I went back. Oh. How will you get there? Stella asked. Well, you've heard how I climbed the sky. And the moon started up the biggest tree and kept on climbing. Yeah. Oh. Now only Stella missed the moon. Oh. It's never gone. Are you sure, Are you sure, Miss Astronomer? One morning, she set the for sale sign upright, and soon people came by to look at the house. Well, it's a fixer-upper, said a grown-up. But look at the garden, said a girl just Stella's age. Oh, it is a beautiful garden. Before long, light filled all the rooms of the house next door once again. Oh. Some evenings, when the two friends were out watering the watermelons or finding glowworms, the moon would roll up high in the sky. Hi, friend. Oh. And some mornings, Stella was sure some things had changed. A few tomatoes gone. A dent in the dirt next to the oat grass. Grapevines raised out of the shadows to catch more sun. Ah, yes, the friend was still there. Maybe the moon was not so far away. Yeah. Oh, no. No, no, no. Oh, goodness. That is the end of our story today. A very sweet book indeed. Love it, like you, Pamela Courtney, and I'm sure everybody else that is here with us today. I am already in love with this book, and it's been fun preparing for it, for this reading, but of course, too, reading it out loud to all of you today just feels extra special. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime, and I'll be back when we can read a little bit more about the moon. And this one is written by SOLTIS, illustrations by Sonia SÁNCHEZ, and of course, another one we're reading with permission of the publishers, CHRONICLE Books of San Francisco. Thank you so much for joining in. I'll see you on the other side of this very short break when we're back with more Storytime.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Chang, co-author of Bobo Loves Dumplings, Bobo's Colorful Chinese New Year, and Night Market Rescue. And this is Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Thank you so much indeed. Welcome back. Thank you for joining in. And yeah, Charlotte Chang, author of many wonderful books, and I hope that you do find them. Night Market Rescue being one of my favorites for sure from her. But I mean, they've brought us a classic already. The moon moved in, and I love the illustrations from Sonia SÁNCHEZ as well. I thought Evelyn Del Rey, the illustrations in Evelyn Del Rey is moving away were amazing, but these are just next level too, right? Just taking it up a notch. Definitely beautiful book, beautiful story. Thank you, SOLTIS. Thank you, Sonia SÁNCHEZ. And of course, you've given us a wonderful, wonderful book. And remember too, you can ask for this one from your local library. And it just came out July 1st. So only a few days old out, but already making us smile, making our hearts glad. Let's read that part that I was talking about. A little bit of information about the moon. And here we go. The moon is so far away. The moon is on average around 238,855 miles. Or for those using kilometers, 384,000 kilometers from Earth. If you stacked up approximately 30 Earths, they would reach the moon. Imagine that. And yet, so near. Yes, the moon is so far away, right, in distance, and yet so near. The moon is so close that its gravity affects the Earth's oceans, causing 2 high tides a day in most places. A high tide happens when the ocean waves grow taller and the shorelines further inland. At a beach, you generally see the highest tides when the moon is on the same side of the Earth as you, or when it's on the opposite side. You learn every day, right? It's like you feel like you know things, but then when you read up a little bit more, you're like, oh yeah. Really interesting. Thank you for sharing that. There are no plants or trees or even mosses on the moon. It has too little atmosphere to retain the gases that plants need. There is a small amount of water, but it is in the form of ice, or its molecules are so far apart that it is neither liquid nor solid. Plus, on the moon, it's very, very cold and very, very hot. There are more craters on the moon than can be counted. They range in size from microscopic to enormous. The South Pole Aitken Basin is approximately 1,600 miles, or 2,575 kilometers wide, about the distance from New York City to Dallas, Texas. These craters are created by comets, asteroids, and meteoroids that constantly strike the moon. Wow, fascinating. Pamela Courtney, the children's books are the best for teaching us about our world. Absolutely, absolutely. And I don't know if you had a chance to listen to Mark Barnett yesterday on what's this? On Forum. I just been in the Bay Area, but it was on NPR, and he was talking about the importance of picture books, or just how underrated picture books can be. And and if you haven't, take a listen. Where does the moon go when it disappears? It doesn't really disappear. It only seems to. This happens when the moon is between the Earth and the sun, because the moon's light is actually reflected sunlight. The moon appears to be dark in this phase, called the new moon. The moon can also look like a circle, called the full moon. which is what we see, a crescent, or something in between. That's just a little bit more information. And then too, you have the back as well. And there's a lot more in there too. Let's see if we can get through some of this, if not all of it. The moon's pool creates tides, and retreating tides leave behind tide pools, home to many plants and animals. Sunlight is abundant in tide pools. So seaweed, for example, can grow in them. And incoming tides supply fresh oxygen and nutrients. When the tide is low, the tide pools become low and have less oxygen. Some fish that live in these pools can breathe surface air if they need to. Dung beetles follow moonlight patterns to find quick escape routes. Once a dung beetle has scored a nutritious bowl of dung, the quickest way to evade competitors is to scurry in a straight line to safety. During the day, the beetle uses the polarized light patterns of the sun to find this path. But at night, it uses the moon's light. I did not know that connection, honestly, until I read this book. The moon helps baby sea turtles find their way. Well, this little bit I knew from, oh my goodness, there's a book by Felipe Costou and, oh my goodness, and Deborah Hopkins, if I can remember before we go. And it talks about this. When baby sea turtles hatch on the beach, moonlight and starlight reflected on the water can help them find their way to the ocean. The moon guides Barrow's petrels in migration. Barrow's petrels spend most of their lives at sea, but every year they return to their nesting grounds on the island of Réunion around a full moon. These birds migrate east to west and west to east and use the moon to guide them. Barrow's petrels also hunt more actively at sea when there's a full moon. That I did not know. And I did not know the island of Réunion was so crucial to this particular species. Wow, wow, wow. Some plants use reflected moonlight to attract pollinators. A plant called Euphoria fominea releases a sugary substance only on a summer full moon. The moonlight shines on the sugar. Then the sheen attracts night pollinators such as moths to the plant. Wow. So much to learn, so much to appreciate. Thank you, SOLTIS, Sonia Sánchez, beautiful book. And of course, Chronicle Books for allowing us to bring this wonderful book right here to Storytime. And the moon, of course, teaching us a thing or two. And hopefully next time, right now, actually, if you look up in the sky, especially depending on where you are, right? If you look up in the sky, you see that full moon, that beautiful moon, and hope there's renewed appreciation or indeed increased understanding of why it is important as it sits up there shining light on us. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I hope you enjoyed this beautiful book. And of course, we're back. More books to come this next 2 weeks from the Chronicle Books Spring Catalog. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to be a part of Storytime. And I hope you enjoyed this one. Officially came out on July 1st. So we're getting really a treat here right at the beginning. And this one coming to us from Chronicle Books, The Moon Moved In. So SOLTIS, Sonia Sánchez, and of course, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you so much for joining in. This has been Storytime for today. And we're back again on Monday with another exciting book. So look at the Storytime page and you will see all the upcoming books and get excited for them as well. I guarantee you beautiful books all the way. Thank you so much for joining us here today. This has been Storytime. This has been Storytime for this week. Another week in the books and of course, many, many great books, whether I'm sure we all love already being introduced. Thank you for being here. If you have any recommendations, please do send them my way. Biggest of hugs to you and yours, and of course, wishing you the very best this weekend, and of course, days to come. We hope to see you on Storytime next week, the week after, many, many more times indeed. And remember too that if you can't make Storytime live, you can always catch the recording at storytime@misslimata.com, at Storytime with Miss Limata on Facebook and YouTube. And of course, you can always follow our Instagram page and see everything Storytime. Thank you for being here. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Pamela Courtney sending you the biggest of hugs this morning. I hope that you are having fun. I hope that you have a lovely weekend ahead. Thank you. This has been Storytime. Ariel Thomas, I'll see you later. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Hugs, hugs, hugs. Much love. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, it brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh. Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh. He brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. Won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. Won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.